Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Rigatoni Gaming. We're going to be going over the new technical preview from 343, and also, it's a big one, so strap in, get ready. A lot of good changes and feedback, basically, and also, can I just say, thank you, 343, for actually, updating us, telling us what you're going to be improving, telling us what you are going to be fixing us, and telling us what you're not going to be fixing. I like that they're very transparent. To an extent, some of the stuff they want to kind of keep under wraps, like, the monetization and whatnot, like, they kind of want to keep that tucked away. I kind of understand, because if you get that out and people don't like it, and it's like, oh, what do we do? But I like this. What I'm seeing from 343 right now is very, very good. Yes, there is some delayed stuff, but I kind of understand. It sucks, but I understand. But let's just get right into it. So basically what they're going to be going over is a bunch of UI changes. So like HUD, UI, AI settings, like different colors, etc. Weapons, some weapon sound changes, a bunch of bot changes, some weapon tweaking as well, and basically just some other little small things, like within your settings and whatnot. So yeah, we're going to be hopping into that. So basically, this is just them saying that they went over a bunch of our feedback from the last the tech preview, and this is what they had to say about it. Also, the commando here looking rather sharp. I actually really like the design of it. I'm surprised there was no tweak to it, because it felt really strong. It felt like a semi-automatic, or I mean, not semi-automatic, like almost a fully automatic DMR to an extent. But yeah, basically, they're just going over this, just saying that a lot of stuff worked. It's going to be dropping December 8th, and there's just a lot of bugs and stuff that they have potentially already fixed for the next flight. It'll be coming out during launch, or they just don't have enough time to get all that stuff in. Basically, everything at the beginning is either already done or coming out once launch hits, most likely. Once you get towards the bottom, they're like, we didn't really have time for this, we didn't have time for this, and they're kind of putting the good stuff first, and then the bad stuff that they can't get to last. That's essentially what it is. But basically, what this is, positive friend or foe outlines. Like, this is just what a lot of people liked. So positive means that's what the community mainly liked, and feedback is what they desire to change or try to improve upon. So positive friend or foe outlines, like where they're like red outline for enemies, blue outline for friend, which their reasoning for getting rid of red versus blue is very weird. It's right here. As iconic as the red versus blue system is, players with color blindness were always left at a disadvantage in previous titles. But isn't it just red and blue outlines? Or am I crazy? Did I already forget what was in Halo Infinite? I can't remember. Please let me know down below in the comments if I'm wrong. But and then full controller and keyboard and mouse remapping. Absolutely love that. More variety, more ways for you weird people that with long extendo fingers to be able to use it for the keyboard. I just hit buttons. Desire for an auto sprint. I agree. Auto sprint, like, I hate, especially with an open world campaign. I think an auto sprint button would be amazing. Also, I hope the sprint is a bit different in the multiplayer, or not multiplayer, the campaign, because holy shit, running like that in an open world sounds horrible. Desire to alter the colors of the damage system, color, and mark system. Yeah, for people with actual color blindness, like, I know in Gears of War, the aiming turns from, like, white to red when you're looking at someone, to green to purple, or purple to green. I don't know, but I saw that thing. So I know that's an option in Gears of War, so hopefully they do that. So friend and foe system, I just went over. We're pleased to see this feature helped so many players out during the tech preview. The Sandbox team should have more to share about IFF further below. And then for the controller, I'll believe that full controller and keyboard mouse remapping is great for all players to allow for more player choice and customization. We're specifically excited about how these settings allow players with disabilities to remove barriers that previously existed with a limited set of controller schemes. So yeah, people that just can't do it as well, like, they can just remap the entire thing, and it's more accessible. That is what Halo Infinite is trying to be, a more accessible game. That is why their game is going to be quote unquote free to play, the multiplayer anyways. We're really excited to involve our community and working on improving accessibility. 2 pieces of feedback we saw from the flight were to add an auto sprint option so that players don't have to hold the thumbstick forward, which can be difficult and painful after long distances. And the other feedback was to have the color of damage system color and marks from the mark system have their own color options and settings similar to the IFF colors. And yeah, they completely agree because, sometimes on some maps it blends in. Like, I don't know, I think white would probably be like the worst option because it just really, really blends in. But if you have like a purple, like there's not going to be many maps that are just bright purple, so it'd just be easier to see, I guess. Also, this is the Ravager. I thought this was the Spiker. Like this, oh my freaking face cam. But does this not just look like the OG Spiker to an extent? Like, it literally looked like it in my opinion, but that could just be me. So now we're going to this. Positive. Players love both menu and multiplayer music. Yes, I absolutely love the music, in my opinion. I thought it was all great. I could have missed some soundtracks, but I think I heard most of it. I watched a lot of live gameplay because I didn't play the play test or the preview as much because, a full-time job, 3 YouTube channels, kind of horrible. So yeah, I like the music. I personally loved it, so glad to hear that a lot of people loved it. Positive, weapons sounded powerful and really added to the experience. Feedback, players wanted the Needler's audio to sound more crystallized. I love their next description for it. It's pretty funny. And then another feedback is granular controls of each in-game voice. Personal AI, Spartan chatter. Yes, Spartan chatter and personal AI. Please, I hated how much they announced over yonder. Like, I don't mind the over yonder, but like just how much they threw it out there. It was like, shut up. And then multiplayer announcer. I would just mute the multiplayer announcer. I could not care at all. The audio team has spent a lot of time to deliver impactful gun sounds, which I wish the assault rifle was a bit more impactful, like Halo 1. That's what I would like, but it's just a small tweak in my mind. And a clear soundscape to make the combat experience more fun and immersive. So we're excited to find many words like impactful, satisfying, and crisp. We also brought back some of the classic Halo sounds such as shield recharge, plasma pistol charge, and we're glad that many players enjoyed it. I actually did very much enjoy these shield recharges and stuff. Very nice. On the other hand, we did see some players pointing out that a couple of the weapons feel like they are too far from the legacy sounds. Some players wanted more of a crystallizing, glassy feel. Glassy feel on the Needler, for example. Thank you for the honest and constructive feedback. We're continuing to iterate on the sound design for the Needler and plasma pistol, along with enhancing the gravity hammer sound now. Also, guys, when you're actually giving back feedback for the next flight, don't be a douche, okay? Don't be like, this game sucks, it's not perfect. Shut up. They're gonna most likely fix it. They genuinely want this game to be well, because if they don't, they're out of a job. That's essentially what it is. If this game doesn't do well, they're screwed. So they want this game to perform well. Just give constructive feedback like, hey, I think the sniper should sound like this. I think the assault rifle would be better if it had 2,000 rounds in a clip. Obviously not that, but that's just the thing that I thought of in my head. Like, genuine feedback is what these people need. They don't need constant harassment and stuff from this isn't like Halo 1. I hate this game. Games have evolved. It's not going to be Halo 1. So get out of here if you're going to be like that. That's my personal opinion. Players also expressed interest in having more granular controls for what sounds like they hear in game, especially when it comes to the various in-game voices. We won't get that granularity until after launch, but we in the multiplayer team agree with exposing these options to the player. They have a little more to say about this in their section below as well. Alright, so that's fair enough. Also, I should probably say this in every single one of them, like when they're going to be dropped. This stuff is going to be in the next round of updates. I don't know what that means. Oh, next flight, it says right here. All right, so in the next flight, hopefully the Needler sounds more like the Halo 1, Halo 2 sound. So, yeah, wait, did we even have it in Halo 1? I can't remember, I'm not going to lie. I think we did. Also, bro, this Needler looks absolutely beautiful. It looks really cool, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. All right, live battle pass challenges. Okay, now this sounds much better to an extent. So what they have is basically there's more challenges that they just didn't have shown, or was a glitch. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we'll just hop right into it right now. Positive. Players are still enjoying the idea of a permanent battle pass. I agree. It's kind of like MCCs where you can choose if you want the new Elite Battle Pass or do you want to go back to the Season 1 with all the Halo 1 stuff, which I finally finished like 2 years later. Feedback. Our challenge is the only way to progress. And then more feedback is double XP boost timer counting down while in menus. I don't know what that means. I didn't see anything about double XP. So I assume that there was like a code or something that you could have gotten. And they think it should only count down while in games. Which is like, since when does it ever do that? I have never seen a double XP only count down when you're in games. I have only seen it count down like when you're alive, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it. But anyways, during the tech preview, we wanted to test the functionality of our Battle Pass, which leverages our challenges system services. This Battle Pass was not a full season Battle Pass, but rather a much smaller one designed specifically for this flight. From a technical perspective, we discovered that there was a misconfiguration in our challenge offering, which eventually prevented new challenges from popping up to players after they completed others. This was not intended and should be addressed before the next flight. Absolutely wonderful. Please, I love all these changes. Like 90% of these changes are top tier in my opinion. From a player feedback perspective, we heard the request to earn XP per match outside our challenges, as well as to have XP boost timers only count down while in a match. So that's what they wanted. They wanted it to change to XP boost only counted down. Okay, I must have skimmed over that. One of the items that wasn't fully there in the tech preview was our daily challenge model that provides challenges along the lines of play X number of games. Yes, so this is what it is. You have to complete X number of games without quitting, without sitting still and DCing, which is amazing because you should not get XP for quitting a game. I think you should get demoted, you should lose rank, you should get some ban other than ban for 5 minutes, because then that's less players playing, and that's stupid. You want to stop people from sitting still in a lobby, but also enticing people to actually keep playing the game. So I think the best way would be how Halo 3 did it. Apparently, if you won a match, you would get XP. You lost a match, you lose XP. So you wouldn't rank up. I think that would be the best play, in my opinion. But we'll keep it going. Play X number of games that will repeat throughout the day. These challenges are replaced after completion and provide a regular XP drop for your Battle Pass just for playing matches and having fun during your sessions with Halo Infinite. The weekly challenges are where you will see more of your specific challenges that you might recognize from other games. For example, get 10 kills with a battle rifle. There is significantly greater depth with the weekly challenges than you saw in the tech preview that we will go through in the future. Absolutely understandable, because there's no way you can just put it in for weekly challenges, give a massive reward, and it's just like, play our game, bruh. Like, I completely understand this, so that is much better. I would prefer just being able to get XP, but they have to combat the annoying garbage players that sit still in a game all day and just try to grind XP. Those people are what ruin Halo. Like, quitting and just sitting still in MCC is horrible. I've had an entire griftball game where my entire team sits still and I just get slaughtered and spawn killed. This is a good fix in my opinion. Yes, you don't get XP just from playing. You actually have to finish the entire match, but I think it is much better because you actually have to play. Ramble over. Okay. As for the XP boost timers counting down while out of a match, we will be looking at improving this experience post-launch. So yeah, there's just a little bit less detail than I would have liked. I would have liked to have went into a bit more depth, but it's whatever. Like, it's a small little thing. Multiplayer bots. Positive. Bots were intelligent, fun, and challenging. Kind of ironic once you get down to the bottom. Positive. Bot arena is a safe environment to learn. Very helpful for learning the layout and flow of maps. I didn't even know there was bot arenas. Maybe that was just the overall map. Or the fighting. I can't remember. Feedback. Bots were too accurate when shooting weapons and throwing grenades. I mean, the shooting is just because when you spawn and you go left, they all go that way, so they just gun you down in 2 seconds. That was literally it. Throwing grenades, though, yeah, the grenades are god tier. Feedback, bots all went the same way to start. Could get confused. Wow, so fun and challenging. While moving on the map and didn't use equipment enough. Feedback. Spartan bots weren't much better than ODST bots, and players wanted them to be difficult. Yeah, I wanted them to be like doing 360s in the air and no-scoping me, bro. Like, what the hell? This is garbage. The reception of bots was amazing and almost overwhelming. We were so happy to see our bot combatants land so well with the community, but we recognize there are elements we can make even better. We'll be toning back those perfectly placed grenade bounces at lower difficulty levels because they were more accurate than we would like. We're also looking into tweaking the gunfire accuracy a little bit, but not too far to avoid making bots too easy, especially when a fourth, less challenging, recruit difficulty already exists but wasn't in the tech preview. Players also noted that bot behavior was not always in line with their expectations in a couple of areas. Common issue people were running into were the initial routes bots were taking off a spawn. While this led to some amazing clips off the bot teams getting wiped early, those were kind of funny for the first 5 minutes. This was something we knew about going into the fight, and we already have some extra logic in the works to help break them up a bit more and perform like a squad of players would. We also heard feedback of players wishing the bots were more effective with equipment. This will be an ongoing area of improvements for them. Replicating all the bonker behavior players are capable of pulling off with the equipment is nearly impossible. I completely understand. I've seen Mint Blitz, and he has broken the game basically like 17 million times. Like, there's no way you can like try to do that, especially the bots. It's nearly impossible, but we'll continue improving how they replicate players' actions with the tools in the sandbox. Another note was the bots could get confused and stop moving mid-combat. These bugs happen for a wide variety of reasons and is something we are continuing to improve. As we push to release, we've resolved a lot of the big ones and will continue to iron out other issues with their movement as they arise. They'll only get better over time. Lastly, we've heard the desire to have bots have more difficulties, like our Spartan bots, which I completely agree. So basically, they're just going to be improving the Spartan bots so that way they don't underperform. But they also don't want to make them so hard that it's basically fighting an esports player. That's what they're going to try to improve upon. I'm going to start to pick this up a bit. Weapon drills, basically, it was really fun. They're going to be adding some more features so that they can tie it in better, easier to swap out in between weapon drills, etc., etc. And those are all pretty much post-launch is what it looks like. Rest will continue to deliver that more. Okay, so this one is already stated for untimed weapon drills, post-launch for alternate firing modes, and I don't see this one at all. In our next flight for swapping between different weapons, very easier. Okay. Very good to know. I'm trying to speed this up because it has already been 20 minutes. Combat sensor radar. Basically, they're going to be going to the old style of Halo radar because they tried to go with the more newer one that they tried with Halo 5, but not many people liked it because you could just sprint, or if you just like walked at a normal speed, then people couldn't see you, which I find very dumb, especially in Infection. That could be insane. Like, you could literally just be walking at full speed, basically, just not sprinting, and just, no, I'm not a fan of that. I didn't really like it. Unless you're crouch walking, you'll be seen. Also, it's adorable. Personal AI, they're going to be customizing the personal AI way more, and trying to make it so that they can turn their AI off, basically. And so, as the flight progressed throughout the weekend, though, we started to see themes and feedback emerge about their current implementation. So we also plan to expand the roster of AI over time and have a few in for launch that the world hasn't seen yet. Skipping a lot or fixing a lot of the like extra feedback or like popping up lines that will be post-launch, unfortunately, which is going to be very annoying to me. And it looks like this is going to be post-launch as well. I assume it'll be post-launch. It doesn't actually say. Yeah, which really sucks. I'd definitely like to just turn them off, to be honest. But the big one that a lot of players were very disappointed in were the medals. I'm going to be going over this entire thing because I think that is a very important thing. Positive, new medal events such as Ninja, 360, and Bank Shot were loved. Positive. Players love that certain medals got called out in the event feed. I agree. I think it's pretty cool. If you see a Killionaire on screen, it's like, holy shit, I'm not going over there. Feedback, many players are worried about the size, placement, and art style of the medals. I agree. I didn't really like that they're in the middle, especially because it was where you're aiming. Like, why? Like, I'm trying to shoot a man in the face. I don't want to see my medal. God damn it. Multiplayer and UX, UI. What the hell is this shit? I don't know what this is. Ultra Xylophone, Ultra Instinct. I don't know. It's something about Dragon Ball. We were glad to hear that the medal events, especially the ones that get called out in the event feed, were received so well. However, we can't talk about medals and not acknowledge the feedback and chatter about the overall appearance of them in the game. A lot of the focus was the size, placement, and overall art style. We agree that there is more work to be done here, and we'll be going after what we can before launch, which is important. It will not be in the next flight. It will be pushed up basically right into launch. Like, hopefully they are, because these medals look so much more like they pop out a bit more. I mean, they aren't extraordinarily amazing, but they definitely look much, much better. They're much bigger. They have a bit better coloring, and like this looked. This is probably my least favorite one right here. All the other ones are basically the exact same. But this one just looks horrible, in my opinion. Also, I'll scroll up a little bit so you can see the other ones. This looks amazing, but the before looked bad. Okay, all the other ones, though, look really, really cool. I don't know what this one is, but I'm curious what that is. But yeah, shout out to 343, whoever did this. You guys did really, really good. Obviously, they can be improved. Not the greatest. I definitely prefer Halo 3's, but it's a massive improvement, in my opinion. They're going to be fixing the impact and shield overshield readability. Desire for more options, including the ability to turn them off. Desire to have an opponent's gamer tag appear above their head. We've already made significant FX changes to better communicate the health of a target. You should always know if you're fighting a player who has an overshield, full shield, or weakened shield, or broken shield. You'll be able to see these improvements in our next flight. Beautiful. As for options such as turning outlines off, that will be after launch, unfortunately. But it's like whatever. I kind of like the lines, because why would you want to turn off the lines when you can't see what the hell you're fighting? Gamer tags will be coming in our next flight. It won't be in our next flight, but it will be in before launch. Good, because I definitely agree that you need to see gamers player tags. Otherwise, it's just stupid. Like because the gamer tag always lights up red, and that's usually how I see an enemy. So, yeah. Aiming, performance impacting aim. Some felt the default sensitivity was too low. All right, so that doesn't really matter. They're just going to be fixing that a little bit, just tweaking the sensitivity. Weapons, positive. Overall weapon balance felt great. Positive was ability to drop weapons is appreciated. Yes, I agree. Being able to drop weapons, even though I think it should be like a hold instead of like a tap, because if I accidentally tap my weapon, then I could immediately just drop my sniper rifle on accident, and I know that will happen to me. If I get a jump scare, not jump scare, but like I turn a corner and I see a man and he has a gun in my head, I'm probably gonna freak out and I'm gonna drop my gun. I'm like, well, I'm dead. So I would appreciate to be a hold button, like you hold F or something. I don't know. Feedback: S7 sniper and skewer were difficult to use. Split feedback: hammer feels too strong but also too slow. I wish hammer would have been addressed as it hits like halfway through the motion. Like Hidden Xperia did a video talking about some bugs and stuff, and he brought up the hammer. And if you slow it down halfway through, it hits like right here when it doesn't hit the floor. It hits right here, and then they die. They're not full on hitting them; they're just smashing the floor, and it's like that should be really addressed, because I don't really like that. I think it should just be fixed. Anyways, also I think that the sniper and skewer should be difficult to use. Like, they're a one-shot kill, basically. I think that they should have a high skill gap, in my opinion. But that's just me. It'll be the S7 sniper will be fixed for the next flight. But weirdly enough, they don't actually say anything about the skewer. They only say something about the S7 sniper. So I don't know. But the hammer is a split decision. They don't know what to do about it yet. They're going to be monitoring it, and nothing will really change yet. Movement, sprint. Sprint. I like the sprint. In my opinion, I really, really do like the sprint. So I'm just going to move on from that. Nothing really. Screen shake. There was some screen shake. That was a bug, apparently. That will be in launch, I believe, right? No, next flight. Beautiful. Positive grapple shot was loved by all. I honestly loved the grapple shot. I thought it was really cool and interesting. I never got to use it because I sucked at the game and I couldn't find it. But I like seeing montages of it. Drop ball felt too slow and too weak. Yes, I agree. The drop ball was so slow. Like, you threw it out and it was like, okay, get him. Like, it's like, okay, cool, I guess. They're going to be increasing or decreasing the deploy time and keeping the health of the panels the same at the moment, because they don't want to pull a Clash Royale where they buff the unit and it's a god tier and then they debuff it and then it's literally the worst unit of all time. I'm sorry, that was one of my old games I used to play. I'm sorry. They're going to be trying to fix the HUD, and the main thing was the grenades. Secondary grenade, the team agrees that this information is extremely valuable, especially in the heat of battle. This UI change will land in a future update, and by update, I don't know what that means. Is that like 7 months from now is an update, or a new blog, or next flight? Like, I don't really know why they say update. They changed the meaning of it, basically. I don't know. Also, they're thinking of adding different customizations to the HUDs, but that will be quite a while down the road of the game. So, understandable, though. It's not that massive, but it'd be definitely pretty nice. You know, if you want it all to the left and you just want to look at the left, it'd be pretty cool. Menu, everything, a lot of people liked it, but there was a bit of stuff that they didn't like the Battle Pass goes left to right. People wanted it to be up and down because it's easier look. You just go like this instead of like this, and I don't know. I think it definitely does strain your eyes more as well. Also, the customization was a bit glitchy, so they're going to be fixing that. Is this before launch? It says, while the current layout will be seen at launch. Okay, so they will fix the customization, but the current layout is what we'll see. So we'll just see the same stuff side to side, which, not the biggest deal. It's like, whatever. I don't have a problem with it. I play Rocket League, so I see that exact same thing all the time. Bulldog looking very, very nice. I actually got some detail on there and whatnot. I hope we can get skins where they're just like battered, kind of like going through war. I think that'd be really cool. I would definitely rock those instead of some weird rainbow garbage that I would never ever use. And anyways, guys, that is going to be it. Thank you again to everyone who participated and took time to share feedback during Halo Infinite's first multiplayer technical preview. Does it say anything else? If you want us to join our next Halo Infinite flight, which will feature 4v4 arena, big team battle, be sure to register for the Halo Insider program. So yes, make sure to register. I am already registered. I'm going to be playing Flood Firefight tomorrow on Twitch. I believe my Twitch should be in the description. If it is not, comment and I will drop the link. But yeah, anyways, guys, subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. And hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Peace out.